Hey peeps, we're gonna do a continuation to What If Deku Had a Master Quirk Part 2. And now this one was real well received. So before we start the video, let me tell you what we got cooked in the burner. What if Deku was the only guy with a quirk? That's gonna get a remaster, but I have to relook at the parts, and then I'm gonna have to like put it all together and basically fix her up because that's back when I was first doing them. And we could potentially also have What If Deku Had a Darkness Quirk? That one's gonna get remastered because that story didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. But it wasn't a bad story. Like everything I had in there was good. I'm just able to, now that I know more, there's more story to explore, I'll be able to do a lot more with it. So if this video proceeds well too, I'll continue this. I might also continue the Technopath one, but also tell me what ifs y'all want me to bring back, but not just bring back, remaster. Like the Phoenix one, that one wasn't really too old. I threw out a video just to see how people would respond to it. Not too many people really liked it. It might age well. Only part one did good. The Techno, that seems all right. I gotta check the Demon, Angel, Cat Quirk. I gotta check those ones out just to see how they're living up. But if it's not perceived well, like a lot of people's interacting on the what if. A lot of people were talking. It was a very good interaction overall on the video. Okay. So if I'm not getting the likes and not getting the stuff, I just won't continue that what if. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit here and say, like my video or I won't make more. But if you like it, that increases the chances of me needing to make more because of supply and demand. Anyways, we pretty much left off. with Deku one-shotting the robot, saving Uraraka, using his big, thick, juicy muscles. Pause. And then him also befriending the sludge villain, which I guess we could say it's a female. I don't know. I know y'all like that fan service. So yeah, we're gonna have that bad boy just vibing and chilling, right? So now we would get into when they get to USJ and all this type of stuff. And I'm still gonna say All Might's there and all this stuff. Now we gotta remember this boy Deku, he trains, all right. So he coming out the woodworks, right? And I'm also gonna say this boy doesn't wear a shirt. Now this might be for the few fan girls I have here, but that's not really like trying to be explicit or funny or fan service-ish. It's just I don't really realistically see him wearing a shirt. And what I mean by this, anytime he uses his quirk or he alters his muscles, which is something he does constantly, not even intentionally, it's just the way his quirk works. Anytime he uses his muscles or do anything like that, it just immediately rips his shirt. He had some special pants by accident. He just went to this one store that one episode and he was like, oh, these pants don't rip when I use my quirk, cool. But yeah, so it's gonna be like that for a while. So it's almost like he's like Lemillion, where that dude just practically be naked half the time. So yeah. Now after we get past to this, we're gonna talk about Deku being outside and him seeing a tiny little pond or a little water flow or like a water droplet. And he's seeing how all the water is contained into one thing, and then he sees an extra drop and the water floods out, and he's like, huh. Also, we're gonna have Deku doing something else where he's outside on a really hot day. He's just walking, vibing, being him, being real. And he sees it's really hot this day for whatever reason. And he's looking around and he sees the water sizzling and steaming, but it's like in like a leaf almost. So it's like the leaf itself was kind of like bubbling and stuff. And he's like, huh. Interesting. And then he goes about it on his days and all that stuff. This is like right before he gets completely accepted to UA. Now, I mean, he got accepted, but I mean, before he goes in for real. So they do all their, testing of training and all this type of stuff. And this goes fairly simple. He walks in Everyone does it. He does fairly good. This doesn't really matter for the longevity of the story. And I'm gonna have one small minor change to the story. Instead of this visible girl, we're going to have um Shinzo, dude with the brainwash quirk. We're gonna have him in replace of the invisible girl. I don't like her personally. I'm not even gonna like hold you or play games. Like, I'm dead serious that just the concept of her being invisible is her whole snitch. Don't get me wrong, the shit between her and Tellboy, yeah, I can understand that. The kid would have an invisible tail. Cool, but like I don't see her doing anything. Now, if she, I'm going on a rampant, but let me calm down. If she does something special in the manga, bro, I will make like a fucking 30-minute special just talking about how amazing of a character she is, okay? But until then, trash, doo-doo water, bad. Anyways, back to the main point for real though. We get into, the Bakugo and Deku fight, right? But, Uraraka's going to be there. And we're going to have Shinzo in replace of Ida. Okay? Just make him relevant. And I'm going to say that Shinzo was able to do more because he had a little bit more confidence. Not much, just a little bit. Just a little bit more confidence, so he was able to do what he was doing. And so he's like, what's your quirk? He's like, I'm able to make people do blah, blah, blah. So as long as I can get them to speak to me, blah. And so like, he's like, oh, okay. Well, you just stay back while I'll take care of Deku. I've been dying to humble that muscle freak. And Deku's in and he's talking to Uraraka. He's like, Uraraka? She's like, yes, Deku-chan. I guess Chan, I think so. I don't remember which one it is, but I'm gonna say Chan. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. And it was like, she's like, yes, all right, I'm gonna try something. If I look weird or I scare you, my apologies. As the room pressure or the room they're in started to get fairly toasty, all you hear Deku doing in the background is and like his skin's turning slightly red, the heat in the room. So each time he exhales, you can feel the air around the room get hotter. Every time he inhales, you can feel less air, and it happens, 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 and new technique, steam mode. So what he ended up doing was was able to use his muscles to allow blood to flow through his body parts a lot more smoothly. I'm also like his blood vessels and stuff. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm sorry if this is not scientifically correct. But he's able to control all his muscles in his body, right? So he's able to expand them and contrast them accordingly. So he's able to pump his blood without actually having any side effects to his life or anything like that. Similar to Luffy being rubber, but the thing with rubber is it can only expand so much, right? So what I'm thinking with this theory is if he's able to control his muscles, he's able to expand them as much as he needs to. Plus his muscles are trained to take some wear and tear, right? So what ended up happening is Deku makes his body a medium of his buff and slim form, and he takes his stance and he's like, here we go. And he goes at like light speed. So this is similar to second gear Luffy almost, but a lot more refined and a lot more better. First, he takes out Bakugo. But I'm not honest, I want to say realistically, like if this was a manga, I would just say he got one-shotted because that's how I see this happening. This would hurt his pride more than anything, okay? So keep that in mind. Technically, he got one-shotted. But for the sake of entertainment's sake, if it was on the anime side, I'd say Bakugo was like, wait, what's that? All you hear is Bakugo gets hit in the chin. Wait, what was it? Gets hit in the back of the neck. Wait, what's going on? So he's trying to like blast around him, and then before he could do anything else, he sees like an after image of Deku, and like he like uses every bit of his explosion, but he condition no no con he concentrates the blast, god darn it. And but the sad thing is Deku was already behind him, and this is interesting because Deku whole body is in but where Bakugo back is at, that's kind of where his whole body is at, right? But his hand is cocked back all the way. So he's leaning into this punch, and he's bringing that punch all the way back from 5 months ago. And he, boom, pummels the dude into the ground. And then, like, before anyone could realize this is all happening within 20-ish seconds. Remember, though, realistically, I would say he got one-shotted. But I had to give it a little, make the content a little beefier. And so he got one-shotted practically, really. And then he went to Shinzo. And Shinzo's like, yo. He's like, what? Yeah, boy. So he rolling up to this dude like it worked. I want you to attack your ally. He's like, and he goes off to do it. But flashback time, Uraraka, I'm going to try something. And I don't know what the other guy's quirk is. So I'm not 100% sure on what his quirk is exactly. So what I want you to do is go up to the bomb, but go in a way I don't know, just in case he has some weird, and I'm not being funny, I feel like this would realistically happen, just in case he has a quirk that's able to make me turn on you, or just in case he has a quirk that's unable to mobilize me, okay? And she's like, yeah, but I know you got a powerful quirk. There would be, shut up. Or he'll be like, listen, just because I got a powerful quirk doesn't mean I'm All Might. I'm not like the symbol of peace. I'm not a one-man army. At least not yet. I have to train. That's the whole point of us being here, to get better and go plus ultra. She's like, with the little glint in her eye, you're right, Deku. I'm gonna do it. And then so she did it, and Deku smiles, even though which I personally believe he would be able to like do something to his muscles, or like a smack or something, just to get him out of it, personally. But he does that or doesn't do that. Either way, they win. Because Uraraka comes up, ooga booga, grabs the bomb. Yeah, bring me my money. And then they win the whole little challenge thing. And he's like, yeah. So Bakugo is crying. He's like, yeah, I thought I was really strong. I'm not going to say his ego is as big as it was in canon, though. Because of the simple fact is Deku had a pretty strong quirk. So he wouldn't think he's God sent, but he'll still want to be an absolute victor. But him getting one shot, he's like, I'm gonna never lose to you again, Deku. Oh, yeah. He got to work on himself a little bit. And we will get into the USJ attack, but not in this part. Catch y'all later. Y'all know what to do. You know, like and all that good stuff. Check the description down. Donate if you can. I might get a cash app, but catch all of y'all niggas later. And I love you.